Before moving ahead, we should pause briefly to explain that we will be using two systems of unit. Each system is well suited to its purpose, but it's fairly easy to switch from one system to the other. The first system uses familiar units such as meters, seconds, and so on. We will call them common or conventional unit. These units are excellent for describing the ordinary world in which most velocities are far smaller than the speed of light. A velocity of 1 in those units means 1 meter per second, orders of magnitude less than c. The second system is based on speed of light. In this system, units of length and time are defined in a way that gives the speed of light a dimensionless value of 1, so c1. We call them relativistic unit. Relativistic unit make it easier to carry out derivation and notice the symmetries in our equation. We already seen that conventional units are impractical for space-time diagrams. Relativistic units work beautifully for this purpose. In relativistic unit, not only does c have a value of 1, but all velocities are dimensionless. Sorry. For this to work out, we have to choose appropriately definite units of length and time. After all, velocity is a length divided by a time. If our time units are seconds, we choose light seconds as our length units. How big is a light second? So, light second we know that it is 186,000 miles. But for our purposes, that's unimportant. Here's what matters. A light second is a unit of length, and by definition, light travels 1 light second per second. In effect, we're measuring both time and length in units of seconds. That's how velocity, a length divided by a time, gets to be dimensionless. When we use relativistic units, a velocity variable such as v is a dimensionless fraction of the speed of light. That's consistent with c itself having a value of 1. In a space-time diagram, such as the figure that we looked earlier, wait. So, I think I'll draw it again. P and X. These X and T axes are both calibrated in seconds. The trajectory of a light ray makes equal angles with the x-axis and with the t-axis. So It's like this. Conversely, any trajectory that makes equal angles with the two axes represent a light ray. In your stationary reference frame, that angle is 45 degrees. Knowing how to switch easily between the two types of units will pay off. The guiding principle is that mathematical expressions need to be dimensionally consistent in whatever system of unit we are using at the time. The most common and useful trick in going from relativistic to conventional unit is to replace V with V divided by C. There are other patterns as well, which typically involve multiplying or dividing by some appropriate power of C, the speed of light. We'll show examples as we go, and you'll find that these conversions are fairly simple.